You guys know what time it is, then, right? Let's get into a little legit bullshit. Listen, man.
It's time for...
That's motherfucking bullshit.
Yeah, that's legit.
Legit or bullshit.
Man, that's some bullshit.
On Out of Bounds, only on SDR Uncut.
You know what the fuck it is.
Right now.
You know what it is. I'm gonna say some shit. You gonna tell me whether you think it's legit or whether you think it's bullshit. We gonna get it like that. You know how the game works. You know how we do this. All right. Let's do this. Legit or bullshit number 1. Mike D'Antoni has signed to the Brooklyn Nets as an assistant coach under Steve Nash, a player he used to coach. Y'all remember back in Phoenix. So, legit or bullshit number 1. D'Antoni can handle being an assistant to Steve Nash. Comment in the comments too whether you think it's legit or bullshit.
I'm gonna say legit. He's gonna have to, whether he wants to or not. He's gonna have to. I think he's run his course as a head coach in the league, and so if he wants to stick around and not go back overseas, this is what he's gonna have to do.
Yes, I'm gonna say legit for the same reason. Even when he was in Phoenix and in LA with them, you're now the tables are turned where now he get to almost tell you what to do because you're the assistant's assistant. But he don't have a choice.
Myers on that team.
Yes,
as a fucking coach.
They got the whole unit going.
Yeah, so this is a rare occasion. It ought to be interesting, but I think he'll be professional about it, and I think he'll do well.
He signed for a reason. I think it's legit because, like you said, he'll have to. This is the position he finds himself in. Best believe he didn't take this position when there were head coach positions on the table. I don't think he had it. I don't think he had any head coach positions on the table, and he probably respects Steve Nash. And the opportunity to be able to coach with, to coach KD and Kyrie is probably a good opportunity to take. So he might have to have a little ingratiation period before he can get himself back at head coach. But I'll tell you what, the Brooklyn Nets look like they about to they set to fucking take the most shots in the league next year. That's a fact.
Seven or seconds
you know
part 2.
Saying? Steve Nash, your head coach. Mari Stoudemire, coach. D'Antoni, assistant. You know? Yeah, across the board, they taking shots.
They're running, too. They're going to be running.
Yeah.
They're going to be running.
The Brooklyn Nets are going to be like when you show up to the party late and everybody already half drunk. You taking shots. You taking shots as soon as you come in. You know what I'm saying?
As soon as you come in,
as soon as you come in, you throwing shots up. You feel me?
Shots.
Samson said bullshit, but we got to see. Let's move forward.
Samson.
For sure. Back at it. Let's keep it on the Nets right now. We didn't get to see the Nets at full potential at all. We got Kyrie for a little bit, and then we got a Brooklyn Nets team that was without Kyrie in the bubble. So we haven't got them at full potential, but with Kyrie, of course, coming back, and KD saying he's ready to ball. I've seen him talk on interviews saying he's good. He's ready to ball. Legit or bullshit number 2. The Nets are the favorites for next year to win the championship, just to be clear.
To win the whole thing?
Yes.
As it stands right now? Damn, that's a tough one. Because I want to say that my Lakers are going to be favored to come back again. I would say that they are favorites to win the East. I'm gonna have to go bullshit because I got to stick with the Lakers. I'm gonna go bullshit. Not to discount the team because that's gonna be a tough out.
You got them going though. You got them going.
I got them going.
Okay.
They're gonna win the East, but I don't know about winning the whole championship.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna say bullshit on the whole championship win. I'm gonna say bullshit on that. Man, I don't even know if they're going to win the East, to be honest. I think they'll be very competitive. I think they'll be the top 4 team in the East, but I don't know if they'll win the East.
Hey, home court in the playoffs is a big step from where they were this year.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll take that.
Shit, home court in the playoffs for anybody is a big step from this year.
For real. If there is an actual home court.
Yeah.
If there's an actual home court, we got to see that part.
Just to have a court.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just to have a real court.
That's true.
Samson said, hell no, Boston in the East, but the Lake Show running things right now, so bullshit. I'm gonna say legit. This is why I'm gonna say legit though, not because they'll be my favorites to win it all. I think that the Nets will be the widespread favorites. Like I think a lot of people will be saying, "Oh, the Nets are gonna, be in the finals. The Nets are gonna be able to win it all." Just because the hype of KD and Kyrie playing together, we still ain't seen it yet.
Right.
We've seen all of the other new duos and new team ups, but we haven't seen that one yet.
We haven't seen that. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I think they're gonna be overhyped. That was it.
I was gonna say we haven't seen them play together. We haven't even seen the new coaching staff and their style of play. Even though I think all three of us have an idea how they're going to play, we haven't seen it on the court yet. So there's a lot of questions. I do get that, but I'm looking at the talent on that team. And I just think they're going to be a tough out in the East.
Yeah. Okay, moving forward, we've been hearing a lot of talk. We're going to keep it in the NBA. We've been hearing a lot of talks about the NBA possibly starting their season in December, starting the next season in December, which would only be about a couple month back, a couple month late, you know what I'm saying, as far as the season starting. So, legit or bullshit number 3, the NBA should start the season on Christmas Day, 2 months after their season just ended. This is a good idea. That's the legit or bullshit.
I'm gonna say bullshit, just because of the teams that had to play in the bubble. Like they had to go through a lot to play in that bubble, and they played. I don't know. They didn't have any damn days off really until they got to the playoffs. Basically, it was the conference championship and the finals was the only time that they had like an extra day of rest or anything like that. Other than that, it was back-to-back games or every other night. And so I'm going to say bullshit from the player standpoint, but from the league standpoint, legit, because they say if they don't start by Christmas, they're bound to lose $1 billion. So when you put that money in front of the owners, them motherfuckers are like, wait.
That's motivation.
You say $1 billion?
You say $1 billion?
With a B?
Not $1 billion. $1 billion.
Billions. Let Trump say it. Billions and billions.
Billions and billions.
Billions and billions. Hey, sexy reindeer in the house.
I would say legit. I would say they'll be motivated to start it. Also, you have to think about the 2021 Olympics. The players that are going to play on Team USA, they may have to start it, and I don't know if they're going to adjust the number of games or when they're going to stop the season or how they're going to take care of that. That's not going to be my headache to take care of. But I think starting the season early as possible to try to at least get the season or what part of the season they can get done or that they're going to play to then give Team USA a chance to play in the Olympics. It's probably going to be one of their few shots to get a decent amount of games in that season. So I got to go legit on that.
Well, their hope is to get 72 games in starting on Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're say LeBron, KD, Kyrie, you make it to the finals and it's in June, are you going to the Olympics in July or August?
Probably not.
I mean, probably not.
And especially like a LeBron, because you just got done, you got to play another 72 games after playing.
In the bubble.
In the bubble. So I don't know. It's crazy. I understand it from a financial standpoint. Like you don't want to lose that kind of money because that trickles all the way down. Because players and owners, they're 50%. The revenue is 50%. So the players got to look at it as that's $500 million.
Yeah.
Just like the owners are looking at it as $500 million. The players got to look at it as that. So, and then you also got the players that haven't played since the previous February.
That was going to be my point. You got players and teams that have not played a lick of basketball, and they need to get their shit in. I mean, if certain teams that feel like they have the ability to really get started later on in the season, 10, 15, 20 games in, you know what I'm saying, really get shit kicked off, those teams can maybe take a little break towards the beginning of the season. I think the NBA has to understand that one. Like, you can't be asking the Lakers and the Heat to be, you know what I'm saying, like specifically them, but any other teams that made the conference finals or anybody that played in the playoffs, like they've been there for a while. They just got LeBron and them just stopped playing. Like literally.
Right.
It's before we literally right before we read this legit or bullshit question, they just stopped playing basketball. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this, and already we talking about starting. I think I'm ready. I want it. Give it to us so we can have basketball and football again together.
Yeah.
And I think again, like those big players, LeBron, the LeBrons, you know, other people, they're gonna have to take that rest if you got to take it. But you know that there's people like the Warriors, the Nets, that are ready to get back to basketball.
I'll name a team that was in the bubble that also can't wait to get back to basketball, and that's the Phoenix Suns. The undefeated Phoenix Suns, who should have been in the damn bubble. And the Grizzlies. But just didn't make it. And the Grizzlies. These are two teams that can't wait to get back on the court. So,
yeah.
You know, it's kind of a, you know, it's kind of a seesaw type of thing. You got teams that are ready to go. You got teams that are still trying to rest. So
yeah, I just don't want to see any like major injuries to major stars because of this.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I'm thinking of. Is like, man, you gotta. That's a risk. But then again, if the season played regularly and the Olympics happened in August, we'd be talking about the same thing. Because you'd play all of August, and then you'd have a month and a half off before the regular season started.
For the regular season.
I guess it's the same. You know, we can kind of put it on the same scale as if you played all of last year. So I think they're just trying to get it back to normal and be done with the season by June, like they normally are, so they can get back to the normal routine.
Yeah,
that's how baseball got it. That was the part that baseball was able to get right because they play 162 games. They were able to make a decision and still have enough time to say, okay, we're going to go from this date. We're going to end it at how it would end the regular season, and then just go through the playoffs. It was a different format and all that stuff as far as the playoffs concerned. But at time-wise, they finished around the time they would have finished in the regular season. So that's another thing that I think that the NBA is trying to do. I mean, you know, to touch on your point.
Yeah. I think that's the best thing because they got to get back to some type of sense of normalcy. Like, and while the players decided, and we're all happy and glad that they decided to go play more basketball in the bubble. We wanted that. We needed that.
Absolutely needed it.
We respect that. I wanted to go back to normal. They had to expect that they were going to have to come back quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be some abbreviation as far as the break.
I think a lot of them were thinking, though, like MLK weekend, though. That's what a lot of them were thinking. I think what it is, I think the NBA is trying to get it Christmas because, you know, everybody's like, oh, NBA don't start till Christmas anyway. So I think they're trying to get it for Christmas, and then they could still get the All-Star game in by then.
We don't want to see no getting it out the cobweb games at Christmas. There's a reason why we say the NBA doesn't start till Christmas. That's because the games are starting to count more. People got their records, their preliminary records or whatever from the beginning of the season are coming up, and the games matter more. Just because it's on Christmas don't mean that it's going to be a great game. Just because when you know what I'm saying, when we watching the first game of the season and it's the Lakers versus the Warriors, like, I mean, it's how great is the game going to be?
Right.
Yeah.
LeBron gonna play like 20 minutes if he there.
That's the thing. If it is on Christmas, are you gonna put it Lakers versus Clippers and then Bucks versus Celtic? Like, are you gonna match up the good teams, or are you gonna give these guys a chance to get in a groove?
Who wants to come back at that time of year? Who wants to come back and play basketball at that time of year? Like to start playing. Like, bro, give us 10 more days. We'll start like January 3rd or some shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I like the MLK weekend idea. I didn't even hear about that one. But when Serge brought it up, I'm like, shoot, that's where we can start kind of a preseason format. And then when we get to MLK weekend, we can be ready to go from that point to the end of the season, however they're going to do the end of the season. That way we can be finished, and then the beginning of the next season can actually start on time.
Shout out Samson said, great veterans not loving it at all. And injuries might pile up due to exhaustion. It'll be load management like a motherfucker. And we might have to see teams like the Knicks make the playoffs. Oof. If we want to see that. We won't see that. I heard Carmelo might go back to New York, though.
If the Knicks make the playoffs, that means this is a bad season for everybody.
Yeah. Now, who got hurt? That's going to be the first question. How the hell that happened?
What if we got like the Knicks and the Timberwolves in the finals?
Oh, my gosh.
We'll see how many people will watch that.
Frank Ntilikina and the Knicks. Just to say Frank Ntilikina and the Knicks. Like, come on. You don't need, just say the Knicks. So some people name.
The NBA, I think ratings were bad for the Lakers and Heat. God.
Ooh, that'd be horrible.
Those ratings would be atrocious. They might as well just do the G League.
That's crazy. Yeah, they might as well at that point. All right, we need to move on. We've been on this one for a minute. That was 3, right? All right. Moving out of the NBA, legit or bullshit number 4. We all been here. We all in here. We in the pandemic. We all in this shit. Okay? And all of us have been hurt. Stuff's been taken from us, or we've been sitting at home. It's been not going good for us. But there is one thing that the pandemic may have done that is good. Legit or bullshit number 4. The best thing the pandemic did was kill the Pro Bowl.
Yes. Legit. We're going to have to sit there and watch that damn backyard. It's organized backyard football. We don't have to watch that shit. Nobody pay attention to it anyway. Damn happy. Kill that motherfucker. Kill him.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. Legit on that one. Nobody liked watching the Pro Bowl. I think the Pro Bowl died maybe like 10 years ago.
It's been hanging on.
Yeah,
that's it.
It's been hanging on by a little bit.
The Pro Bowl been hanging on like Sam Bradford was hanging on.
Keep on keeping on.
The one move they did is try to put it to the week before the Super Bowl, but then that it disqualifies a lot of teams that made it to a lot of players that made it to the Super Bowl. So
nope,
it was still watered down.
Mm-hmm. Nope. Yeah. And players weren't playing anyway. A lot of motherfuckers was dropping out, and then you had like the 7th guy on the list, and then they was considering him a Pro Bowl. Nah, motherfucker, you ain't a Pro Bowl. It took 7 motherfuckers to drop out for you to get in here. You're not a Pro Bowl.
He put it on his resume though, with the quickest.
Put it on the resume.
And I will miss dodgeball. I'll say that. I'll be honest. I like the dodgeball on the. Yeah, I'm gonna miss dodgeball, but other than that, bye Pro Bowl. You can peace out.
Go.
Peace out. Go on, get.
Okay, I was waiting for my gunshot. I clicked it a long time ago. I don't know what's wrong with my gun. I cocked it back, I shot it, and it didn't, There we go. That's what the Pro Bowl gets. And the Kawhi.
It didn't want to agree with us. It didn't want to agree with us. That's why.
That's crazy.
The gunshots were like, I don't know if we should kill it, but.
Yeah, I like that too. Samson said legit because we want an actual AFC versus NFC. I mean that was the Pro Bowl back in the day, but still,
back in the day, yeah.
Yeah, but before they went on to this drafting, they weren't playing then either. When it was AFC versus NFC.
Oh, he talking shit. He said hanging on like the Cowboys quarterback versus Steelers front seven.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Uh-oh, gunshots. Air horns.
Oh.
Kawhi laugh.
He gonna be talking his stuff, and then when they lose, he gonna be quiet.
Yeah, look, I'm telling you, boy, when your team goes 7-0, that chest, you know what I'm saying?
That chest be like,
out, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, hey, you know what it is? 7-0.
That's why Andy Dalton is gonna be like, nah, I still got a little remnants of concussion. Ben DiNucci need to play. Let him get fucked up. Let him get fucked up by Bud Dupree and TJ Watt and Williamson now. And
listen, when you 7-0, you know you got room to talk shit.
Yeah,
that's true.
You know you got room because you could take a couple more losses and be like, hey, we 7-2.
We 7-2 though.
You know what I'm saying?
We ain't 3-4.
We take a good amount of losses right there. But yeah, I'm gonna go. I don't think I answered. I'm gonna go legit for sure. I'm pretty sure I was talking about it enough for y'all to know I was going legit with it. But yeah, Pro Bowl's dead. I like it. Hopefully they will build on our excitement that it's not coming to just be like, you know what, maybe we should dead the Pro Bowl. But I doubt it. It's money. It's all about money.
Yeah.
Just do it like the first team, defense, whatever. Just how the NBA do it. Just do it that way. Honorable mention.
It's all about
y'all don't want to play any damn way.
NFL just needs to allow out of bounds to be the ones who commentate at the Pro Bowl. We'll get that motherfucker excited.
Get it lit.
I bet you they'll watch it then. No censor.
They gotta uncensor it though, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. They gotta make a deal with HBO or something.
Uncensored.
We gotta make a deal with HBO or something like that. We gonna have a Pro Bowl lit. Oh, did you see how you hit that motherfucker, boy? Shit. Damn. That shit was crazy.
Man, they out here trying to rip this motherfucker head off. Did you see that shit?
Man, oh, you see it. You see it. He bitched him on that play.
Oh shit.
All right.
The teleprompters be all. The teleprompters be all.
I don't know where y'all put B. I don't know where y'all put a B and 4 stars right there. That's bitch. That's bitch. I know that word.
I know what that is.
I know.
I wouldn't even look at the teleprompter. Be like, sir, you're not reading what we're putting. Oh, didn't know I was supposed to.
Oh my bad.
I thought that was just I thought that was just in case.
Yeah, I thought it was ad-libbing in this motherfucker.
I thought it was just in case I needed some help. I look at the teleprompter.
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap this up. Legit or bullshit number 5. Last season will be the best year of Lamar Jackson's career.
Ooh.
A lot of people talk down on Lamar. He turned up on them last year, but it's looking like it's turned down a little bit. We know the NFL. We know how the NFL catches on to motherfuckers. You don't get too many years of being great if it's not in there. And even some of them that is in there, you just get a bad year where they got your number, and you gotta adjust.
Yeah.
So what is it, guys? Legit or bullshit? Is it hype or is it facts?
I hate to do it because I'm a Lamar fan, but I'm gonna say legit. I think his MVP year is gonna be his best year. I don't think he wins another MVP, but I mean, if they win the Super Bowl like we all predicting them to go to the Super Bowl, we didn't say they were going to win it, but we predicted them to go. If they win it, then, do we retract this statement?
Right.
Depending on how he plays in the big game.
Because winning a Super Bowl is way better than being an NFL MVP.
I'll take that any day. Any day of the week.
You think Nick Foles gives a shit who won MVP that year?
Hell no. He got a ring.
He got a ring, and he got the MVP of that Super Bowl ring. So.
Yeah. I think Lamar is young enough to maybe make a run at another good season. Maybe we'll see when that will be. But the way it stands now, I'm gonna have to go legit. We're looking at Pittsburgh, who, when he plays against, I don't want to call Pittsburgh elite, but they are upper tier. They're an upper tier team, as far as record anyway. And they played their asses off against, they played their asses off too. But when he plays against a team like Pittsburgh, it seems like he has more issues than like when he played against my Niners and just made us look really bad. We wasn't a really good team that game, and he exploited that. But Mike Tomlin just found a way to either contain him, whatever the case was, whatever it was, it worked. And it may be a flaw that may be exploited in his game that nobody paid attention to until now. But I think it's legit, though. I think it's legit. That might be it. That might be it.
I'm going to go legit as well, man. Listen, this is one of those things where we've seen how Lamar Jackson responded to all of the people doubting him. So I'm just hoping that the young brother responds to people doubting him again. He had a great year. I retracted a lot of statements because I was one of the non-believers. I retracted a lot of statements last year. I apologized to the man last year. And look, it was a great year. But it's looking like I was right. Was it an asterisk? Oh, not. We'll find out. Samson disagrees with us, though. He says BS. He thinks he'll be just fine. He thinks he'll be fine just because he's the cover of Madden and he's a black quarterback. He's in a division with two other Heisman winners and a quarterback that's won 2 Super Bowls and a coach that never had a losing season. Who's that?
Mike Tomlin's a badass. Yeah,
Tomlin's
bad motherfucker right there.
Look, I commend John Harbaugh for believing in Lamar Jackson and sticking with him when nobody would. I'm hoping that this is just one of those years where the NFL catches up with you. Like, we're not going to let all that shit slide. Sophomore slump. Granted, last year wasn't his first year, right? But it was his first year starting.
Right.
So, yes, sophomore slump. Hopefully that's it. I would love to see Lamar Jackson get more opportunities to reach the Super Bowl. We had a great year.
Maybe he'll need more motivation, like the out of bounds team.
We can't put it all on Lamar now. The Ravens are not a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
Hey, but the Ravens just got Dez Bryant, so
hey,
maybe he'll help the passing game.
Nah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
But